What is it about the human condition that makes us want to explore our world? To find out what is around the next bend in the road, or to reach the highest peak so we can view into the deepest valley? Is it curiosity? Is it a desire to find a place few people have reached? Or is it a need to be alone and in touch with our physical world without the influence of modern society? All these things are what overlanding means to me. This is Flyfisher 530. Hello everyone, my name's Mike, and I am currently dropping into South Lake Tahoe area along Highway 50. It is just a gorgeous view. It's probably my favorite section of Highway 50 is the part where you drop into South Lake Tahoe. The granite geology along this section of road is just stunning, and Lake Tahoe, of course, is a beautiful, beautiful area. So I am on a trip, as many of you have been following me on Instagram know. I'm getting together with Doc Wrangler, Trail Newbie, and Rhino Off-Road. I'm not sure if any of us, I don't think any of us have been together, except maybe Trail Newbie and Rhino Off-Road have joined up before. So this is the first time all four of us will be together, and really looking forward to it. These other YouTuber guys, I've watched a lot of their videos, really admire the stuff they do on YouTube, and if you're not following them already, please do so. They have some amazing footage of places they visit. So yeah, I'm just dropping into South Shore here, and then I won't be meeting up with anybody until tomorrow night. Tonight, I think I'm going to an area near Sage Hen Campground, which is south of Mono Lake. I think it's in what you call the White Mountains, and that mountain range is directly east of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. So at least that's my plan right now, unless it changes. But being able to just check out this view in Lake Tahoe is just awesome. I love this area. So hopefully you follow along, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, but you've already watched a few videos, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. So thanks again, and I'll let you know where we land from here. Okay, I just stopped to take a quick look at the East Fork of the Carson River, and I'm literally right off the road here. A nice deep pool right here to fish. And a little faster water up here. That just gives you a sense of the East Fork of the Carson. It's a beautiful section of river to fish. I am just south of Markleyville, a mile or two. Nice little swimming hole too. If you're really hot, you could definitely jump in here and have a swim. And a little beach if you want to hang out here for a while. Beautiful area. just show you another view here. I just came off the road. And it's just a beautiful section of river. Well, typical me, I couldn't pass this spot up to turn off and check it out. I'm definitely not going to camp here tonight or anything. I'm not even close to my destination, but thought I would show you guys. Today's a Wednesday in the summer. This is definitely 4x4 only road, and I'm not aired down, but I'll show you when we get there. Okay, so that's the road I just came down. There's my Jeep. And the East Fork of the Walker is right down here. Some really cool campsites in here. In the wintertime, lots of fire rings because of all the rocks on the river here. But oh my gosh, so pretty. Look at that. Some very nice deep pools. Really cool geology around here. I'm so tempted to fish here, but I got so far to go. A beautiful day here today. Okay, so I am now on Monitor Pass. I think it's Highway 89. If not, I'll make a correction. But yeah, this is a beautiful pass. There's 3 passes in the Sierra that I just love. Obviously, Tuolumne Pass through the Sierras to Yosemite. That's gorgeous. Monitor Pass, which is what I'm on today. And then Sonora Pass, which I think is Highway 108. Out of Jackson, I think. Anyway, these 3 passes through the Sierras are absolutely gorgeous. Monitor Pass is about at 8,000 feet, plus or minus. I've actually camped up here one time during the summer. I think it's a couple summers ago now, where, you know, the typical thunderstorms came through, and they were massive thunderstorms crashing down around me. A bit scary, a bit you know, a little nerve-wracking, to say the least. And but it's a beautiful area up here. I just love Monitor Pass, and lots of different trails, offshoots you can take around here. So if you're ever thinking about exploring up here in Northern California and you want to do some off-roading, look around Monitor Pass. There are some off-road areas that'll take you some beautiful high Sierra meadows. A lot of birch trees up here, as well as pine forest. So yeah, if you're ever up this way, check it out. It is beautiful. And I'm only a few minutes up from the Carson River as well, so you could camp up here and be maybe 10-15 minutes from the Carson River. So beautiful area to camp if you're ever up this way. Alright, we are on the last section of Monitor Pass, and this is the downhill section. thankfully, because this rig, thank gosh, the temperature dropped down. This is a 2017 JK with a 6-cylinder, and it is feeling it going up that pass, let me tell you, with the weight I have in this thing. So yeah, we're just heading down this pass right now into a beautiful valley down below here. I forget the name of it. It doesn't appear to be too accessible. I've looked at it on Gaia GPS before and tried to go down some of the roads into the area, and they always seem to be gates closed, locked gates into the area. As far as I can tell, it's public land. It's just, I think it's a designated wilderness area of some sort. So, but we're really right on the California-Nevada border right now. Like I said before, when this road ends, it'll drop right onto the 395, and then I'll be heading south towards Bridgeport. But really cool area. This pass is just an awesome pass to drive through, and if you're ever up in this area, check it out. There are multiple areas to camp, and like I said, fishing on the Carson, it's pretty dang good usually. So. Okay, so I am just entering Bridgeport. Really nice little town here, Bridgeport. Definitely has that old country kind of feeling of a time and past, you know, time gone by. And there's a little store here, definitely better than what you'd find in Walker. A couple gas stations. There's a really good burger joint, bakery. There's also a butcher shop here. The barn has really good burgers. There's the Walker River Lodge is here. Really cool little town, but I've just about, in the time I've been talking, driven through it. So not a lot here. Twin Lakes is just outside of town here, and Bridgeport Reservoir is also just outside of town here. So a lot of places to go explore and camp around Bridgeport. And you can always come back to Bridgeport to resupply for ice and things like that. So now just heading south of Bridgeport, and the turnoff, probably a half hour or so to the turnoff that I'll be heading out, and I should be on the south side of Mono Lake at that point. Hopefully maybe get the drone up in the air soon. Okay, as you can see, we're dropping into Mono Lake here. It is amazing how massive this lake was, and probably how even more amazing how massive it was many, many years ago before they started to drain the lake. If you're ever going by this area, there's a really cool museum visitor center at the lake. It tells you about the formations out in the lake. I think they're called tufas, and just a really cool area to pull in and check out. And they have like an observation deck in the back of the museum that we can look over the lake. So I'll be looking for a turnoff after I pass Mono Lake on the left going east, and that'll be taking me out to that area. I'm looking to get to today. It's about 12:30. Man, I hope I get there within the hour. We'll see. We're getting close though. Hopefully soon. Not far past Mono Lake, I made a left-hand turn off Highway 395. Just a few miles down from that turnoff, I noticed an interesting cinder cone formation next to Mono Lake known as Panum Crater. Panum Crater is estimated to be between 600 and 700 years old, and both pumice and obsidian make up a large portion of the cinder cone material. Obsidian, you may recall, is a glass-like material used by Native Americans to make arrow points and scrapers. After visiting this crater, I continued up the road toward my destination. Alright, so I decided just to stop in, saw a site on my way out to Sage Hen, and thought I'd check out what this is all about, this little pull-off. It's a historical site here, so we shall check it out. So here's what the sign reads. Mono Mills. To meet the ever-increasing demand for lumber and cordwood, the Bodie Railway and Lumber Company was formed in February 1881. Timber was harvested from various tracts to the south. It was milled at this site and then shipped to Bodie on the railroad via Warm Springs and Lime Kiln. The sawmill was a two-story structure capable of producing 80,000 board feet in a 10-hour shift when the crew was sober, and was powered by a 16-inch steam engine. With the development of electricity at Green Creek and reduced gold production in Bodie, Aurora, and Masonic, the demand for lumber and fuel wood diminished and Mono Mills was abandoned in 1917. So I spent a bit of time walking around the Mono Mills historic site, looking at the old foundations and wood structures that had collapsed, and then reviewed the information boards, which were very interesting to read about the history of the area. And so after checking that out, I got back on the road and was not too far from my final destination. Well, here I am at the turnoff, coming off the paved road, and that's the way in, about, looks like 2¼ miles. But there's all sorts of dispersed camping out this way. The Jeep has the fan on. It's hot out right now. But yeah, I'm excited. I never realized it was this cool back in here. So we'll see how it looks once I get further in. Okay, so we're coming into Hen Meadows campground area. Not sure if this is just a completely dispersed campground or if they have tables, or I guess we'll find out here in a minute. Oh, wow, so they have some big pull-out areas with some fire rings. You could put a big group right there. Do a little loop through here. This is a possibility for tonight. Nice area with a bunch of trees right here for shade. That is awesome. Nobody here today. course, it's a Wednesday, but it's it's in the summer, first week of August. Let's explore this way a little more. Pretty back in here with the birch trees and everything. Another nice spot. Wow. It's a dead end. I think this might be the spot for tonight. I like it. Beautiful back in here. Okay guys, I think I found my spot for tonight. It's about 1:40 p.m. and time to make camp. Okay, I am at Sage Hen Campground, south of Mono Lake. I think I'm in the north section of the White Mountains. This campground, from what I've seen so far, is dispersed camping only. I mean, there's no picnic tables, no fire rings, anything like that. Bathrooms, whatever. So I don't know, I didn't explore all that much. Just found this really nice spot, decided just to call it good. There's nobody here as I drove in. There's a couple other spots on the way in. I didn't see anybody here. It's a Wednesday night, so I think I got the place pretty much to myself. This is a really cool area. I've always wanted to come out to Sage Hen, so I'm really glad I made the trip out here. So like I said earlier, I am super excited about this trip because I'm going to meet some other YouTubers that I've really admired and followed for quite a while. And that includes Trail Newbie, Greg. That includes Rhino Off-Road, that's Kevin. And then Doc Wrangler, Ian. And all three of those guys do really great videos on YouTube with their Jeeps. And, I follow them and hope to be half as good as them. So anyway, if you guys aren't following any of those guys right now, I would strongly urge you to do that. They have some awesome content on YouTube and go some fantastic places. So for me, this campground is just one place I've wanted to see for a long time. It really surprised me how beautiful it is back in here. Like I said, I always envisioned the area south of Mono Lake and east of 395 to be more or less desert and flat and sagebrush kind of terrain, but really just outside of Mono Lake, you're at 7,000 feet already, and I might be at 8,000 here, I'm not really sure, but it's beautiful back in here. You can see there's birch trees, there's huge pine trees. You might even hear some thunder rolling in. It's definitely ready to have some thunder showers here, I think, soon. But pretty cool. It's an area I'm really glad I came to. There's a bunch of off-road areas back in here that I definitely want to come back and explore more someday. I would love to spend 3 or 4 days back in here. I know there's some trails that take you to some amazing views of the Sierras. I just don't think I'm going to be able to get to them on this trip. But if you follow along on this channel, you'll see me come back here sometime, and I'll definitely check out some other areas. The road getting in was easy, no problem at all. And again, I don't even think you need four-wheel drive to get back here, at least to where I am right now. So pretty easy area to come back to, and the fire rings here are nice, and it's a nice wide campground as well. Plenty of room for multiple rigs to park in here. So anyway, tomorrow, today's Wednesday, tomorrow I'll be going to Levitt Lake, and that's where I'm going to meet up with Trail Newbie and Rhino Off-Road. And then the next day, Friday, I'm going to meet up with Doc Wrangler. He meets the whole group up at Kavanaugh Ridge, and that's where all of us will be together. So that's really going to be a cool trip. I'm really looking forward to it. Tonight's kind of just the night by myself, checking out this campground in this general area south of Mono Lake. And again, if you like the content that I'm putting out, please consider subscribing. It would really help the channel grow. Thanks again for watching. So you guys may have seen this before in my overlanding, Nevada overlanding adventure video, where I was out on the East Walker River in Nevada. And this is the Tembo Tusk fire pit, and I love it because it's this narrow, it's stackable, you can put it anywhere in your rig. And I do have a larger, they used to have the round fire pit, and I am actually bringing it on this trip just because we have a big group of people, so it's kind of nicer to, circle around a larger fire pit when you have a lot of people. But when I'm by myself, I love this thing. It's just, I won't bother bringing the other fire pit because it's so huge. I'll just tuck this in wherever I can, and it's just great. It's real easy to set up too. Basically, it's 6 pieces, very thin but stainless steel, very sturdy, and yes, there's a little assembly required, but it's not difficult. I found the easiest way to do it is to get the one side with 2 legs on it first, and that tends to make it easier. At least that's the way I found it works the best. And then you have one piece for the bottom. I think it's to keep the flame from going through the bottom of the fire. And then you have the actual pipe, which is here. Let me think. I think this goes... Always forget, I think that's it. I'm going to rotate the flame up. And then the last piece is this tray to hold the fire rocks. Got that on. And then The rocks are right here. This comes with the fire pit. There's also a little decorative flame that comes with this thing. I don't bother putting it on. It's just one less thing I have to put on and take off. But there is a stainless steel little decorative flame that goes across the middle here that comes with the kit. But the kit comes also with a 6-foot stainless steel propane hose and these rocks, and you're ready to go. It's awesome. I love this little thing. I put in the kit, I put in the bag these little wrenches that are just the right size for these two fittings right here. So it's a 24 that goes on this brass piece here, and I think it's the 19 that goes, yeah, on there. And it just allows me to make sure I don't have to go hunting in my Jeep for my tool bag and find the right, you know, the right wrenches to try and tighten this down. They're just always in the kit, ready to go. And just make sure it's nice and tight and secure. So they're nice and thin, they don't take up any room, no weight, and they're perfect for tightening fittings like this. And I just keep them in the bag, and I'll leave a link for these on Amazon, which is where I got these. Quiet out here tonight. There's one person who rolled in today, and he was just taking a look at the campground. He wasn't going to camp here. But it is a Wednesday night. Still, it's August, and you know, someone expected somebody to be up here. I did see some RVs camped along the side of the road on the way up, but man, I'm just amazed there aren't more people in here. But looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully we have some clear blue skies in the morning, which I'm pretty confident we will. And yeah, I didn't realize the other benefit of this awning would be just to keep yourself out of the rain too. Versus, there's been many times when I sat in a vehicle while it was raining when I was camping, which isn't the funnest. This definitely protects you, and it's not perfect, of course, but definitely gives you a lot of protection from the rain, and just kind of makes it feel like you can do more stuff around your campsite. You see I got the Tembo Tusk going. I love this thing. It's you can put a flame on it this high if you want. I'm just trying to conserve the bottle for this trip, because we'll have other nights we'll be using it. But it definitely puts out some heat. It's nice. It's nice to sit next to. Jerry with Tembo Tusk, he makes awesome products. I have a scuttle a good friend gave to me, and you know who you are. And yeah, that was, of course, Jerry started that whole craze, and now he's branching out and doing other things. He makes a fridge slide, and some tables. He makes a few other products, but I think he's obviously best known for his scuttle. And now this, he just came out with, I think a couple months ago, probably now. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it, just based on what I was carrying before, which was a huge, round, circular fire pit. And super heavy, super awkward to try and pack in the vehicle. And this is so nice how you can just pack it away. And like I say, when I'm by myself, or maybe one other person, even 3 people, you could gather around this fire and stay warm. So yeah, I love it. I think it was well worth it, and I'm really glad I got it. One new thing on this trip I haven't used before is this bag. This is a Step 22 bag. It's called the Chameleon Carry-All. and it just unfolds like that. I have it hooked onto my rack with a couple of hooks. The idea is you can use Velcro strips to hold your utensils. I have tongs that were pulled out of here, but and then you have some side parts for storing whatever. They also make a molly panel for that you can just stick onto this material on the back in here. So, you know, you can use it any way you want. It doesn't have to be utensils. It could be tools or whatever you think you want to store in a bag with these Velcro strips, because you can make it infinite different ways to your liking. I chose not to use a molly panel right now. I do have it, but I went without it right now. This is just the setup I'm trying. Down here I have spices in this lower bag. Here I have some extra utensils and extra plastic knives and forks and that sort of thing. And this is just kind of a miscellaneous bag. But if you know Step 22, it's incredible quality what they do. Adam is just amazing what he can do with that company. You even have like a little shelf here if you wanted to store something up on here while you're cooking. So anyway, it's my first time using it on this trip, and I'll definitely do follow-up reviews down the road, after I've used it a while. But my initial review is it's really nice, it's really well made, and I like it. When I woke up in the morning, my first plan was to pack up my rig and get back on the road, heading north back towards Bridgeport and Levitt Lake to meet up with Trail Newbie and Rhino Off-Road. But I just knew there were more trails to explore and had one in particular I wanted to check out because I thought it might either be a fantastic campsite or a viewpoint of the Eastern Sierras. So instead of heading north, I headed south. Incredible. Incredible. Well guys, how epic is this? This view is just phenomenal. Literally see Crowley Lake here to my left, and then you can pan around and you see the whole Eastern Sierras. June Lake area up here to my right. Just incredible views on this location. It's a dead-end road here. I thought there might be a campsite. It's not. It doesn't look like it could be much of a campsite. I mean, you could make it work, but I just wonder how windy it is at night up here. But man, what a location. This is why I love having a Jeep. This is why I love overlanding, is just trying to find places like this that are kind of out of the way and I don't think a lot of people know about. The road getting in was fairly easy, not even 4x4. But man, what an epic place. And the nice thing, I have to say, there's no trash here, which is really cool. I don't see one bit of trash in this area, which is great. I'm sure some people do camp here, but just gorgeous. It's a beautiful blue sky day, and this view of the Sierras is incredible. Well, time to put the drone up. That was really cool back in Hen Meadows campground area. Where I was with those views was south of the Hen Meadows campground. But man, it's really cool when you get a trail like that you hope it's going to give you what you think it might. And man, it sure paid off. That was awesome. And those are easy trails back in there. There's multiple trails back in there to take. So multiple areas to camp, not just in Hen Meadows campground. Plenty of dispersed camping out that way. And so now heading back towards Bridgeport and then up to Levitt Lake, which has a pretty serious, from what I know, 4x4 road in there. And meeting up with should be Kevin with Rhino Off-Road, and Trail Newbie is Greg, and I don't think he's getting into later tonight. But anyway, should be fun. Stay tuned. We'll see where we land on this one. Well, I hope you enjoyed this visit to Hen Campground and the surrounding area. Please look for upcoming videos where I join Rhino Off-Road and Trail Newbie for some overlanding trips to some amazing areas near Bridgeport, California. Also, I need to ask a favor from you. Your liking and subscribing would go a long way towards keeping this channel growing and would be so appreciated. Thanks so much.